What is going on, guys, and welcome to episode 7 of the Chelsea Save here on FM20. And today we have two games for you as ever. The second leg against Napoli in the first knockout round of the Champions League, and then an away trip to Leicester in the Premier League. Not much has happened since I've been last with you. Of course, we played the first leg last episode, second leg in this one. So only 4 games for you. It's been largely good, but one slip up. So we carried on after the last episode with a 1-0 win over Sheffield United. Callum Hudson-Odoi getting the only goal of the game. And Sheffield United are actually a good side this year on FM. So that's not as, it would have been nice to be more convincing, but it's not the worst result in the world. Jorginho missed another penalty in that game. We then lost 2-0 to Arsenal. Really disappointing, this one. If we show you the goals in this game, not ideal. Nicolas Pepe put them up just after the hour. Put them one up, I should say, just after the hour. A very long highlight it was. But Guendouzi puts the ball over to Pepe, and Pepe slots in at the near post. Keeper too easily beaten for my liking. And then Kolasinac wrapped it up with about 3 minutes to go. Pepe with the header down. Kolasinac with all the men inside the area to sweep home, and it was 2-0 to Arsenal in that one. So they closed the gap to us in the league. We responded kind of fortuitously, really, with a fairly easy FA Cup game. We won 2-0, heavily rotated side. It did take us a long time to get our first goal in this game. Hull had a man sent off in the hour, which certainly made things easier. But Emerson opened the scoring with a goal. Only fitting, if you remember the first goal of the series, well, the first 2 goals of the series, the bangs that Everton hit then. Everson, sorry. Pretty similar to that. And then Christian Pulisic wrapped up in injury time, a defensive mix-up, which Pulisic latched onto and slotted in to put us into the next round, which sets up a quarter-final tie against Brentford. We certainly have had a fairly favourable draw. 3 championship sides en route to the potentially semi-final if we can get past Brentford. And then most recently a 1-0 win against Southampton. Again, Willian opened the scoring very early on, similar to the Sheffield United game. A superb free kick off the bar and in. Azpilicueta was sent off in injury time, but it was too little too late for Southampton. So the league table looks as such. As you can see, still in 4th, still 2 games behind Liverpool. Gap to 4 points. Arsenal closed the gap to 5 points. So we still need to be wary. Only 9 games left of the season though, but we seem to have responded well to that defeat to Arsenal. One player I wanted to highlight in this episode was Reece James. He hasn't played too much very recently, but over the past sort of 10 or so games he's been absolutely superb. Rotating him in Azpilicueta. See, that's why I nicknamed him Dave. Rotating those two quite a fair bit, and whenever Reece James comes in, he is absolutely superb. Improving all the time, as you can see, some of those stats getting better and better. And again, just highlights how good the youth is here at Chelsea. But we are going to move into today's game. There we go. Click the tactics button, it didn't work. We are going to play a rotated side against Napoli. I just feel that this game was won. We played so well against them. We have got plenty of good players on the bench if needs be, but I feel like this side is still strong enough to come away with the win. So Jamie Cumming, one of our reserve goalkeepers, is going to be in goal. Reece James at right back, Alonso at left back, Tomori and Rudiger in at centre halves. Mola is going to come into defensive midfield. Van Ginkel and Loftus-Cheek are going to start in the middle of midfield in this one. Unusual central midfield pairing for us this season. Van Ginkel especially a bit of a forgotten man at Chelsea. Pulisic out on the right, Hudson-Odoi out on the left, and Batshuayi is going to play for us up top. I actually played Olivier Giroud, I think, in the last game, as my phone has just gone off. Excellent. Apologies if you heard that. I will just turn that onto silent. There we are. Let's get the game underway. I've never seen that option in a team talk before. We cannot allow complacency to undo all the good work done in the first leg. Go out there and treat this as if you're starting from scratch. They absolutely love that. And we get the game underway. Napoli, as I said in the first leg, have got a really good side, but we did undo them quite comfortably in the first leg. But it's Lozano with an early effort that goes pretty wide. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. Replays are on. I did remember to turn those on. Mario Rui playing again. Lovely little Malaga throwback. But yeah, early on, fairly tentative start. Insigne with the free kick on this left-hand side, whips it back post. Koulibaly gets on the end of it. Come has let that slip in at his near post. Disappointing goalkeeping. And Koulibaly grabs his second of the season. Unmarked at a far stick. Bit of a scissor kick and poor goalkeeping from Cumming. He's got something behind it, but not enough to keep it out. I'm going to say to the guys, show some passion. And then Insigne whips it corner in, headed toward. It looked like it was heading towards Koulibaly again. Heads it back in, and Reece James gets it away. But it looks like there could be a penalty in the offing. I don't know what has happened here. The referee going to have a look at VAR, and maybe playing a rotated side such as this is really on our downfall. As Tomori has been adjudged of a foul. Normally these result in a penalty, and it has done here. Tomori's given away a penalty. We could be 2 down inside half an hour. Insigne runs up, and Cumming can't get there. Insigne in the corner, and it is 2-0 Napoli. Right, I'm going to switch this up to positive. We see Insigne right in the corner, goes through, Cumming again. He's got to do better. Some nice intricate play as we work it up to Pulisic. James is on his outside. Inside to Van Ginkel, gets a ball in, headed away. He left his cheek. My word, what a save that is from Mere. Gets the ball well away from goal. And we almost got one back. Highlight starts with Mere. Long ball up top, which Rudiger will get. Pass it out wide to Alonso. As we now go back and reset ourselves. Tomori. Left to Rudiger, who'll go outside to Alonso. All forward to Batshuayi. Nice ball. Hudson-Odoi's making a good run. Batshuayi finds him. Hudson-Odoi is brought down. Surely that'll be a penalty. It is a penalty. Hysaj, the man, giving away the foul, and he could actually receive. He has a second yellow card. It didn't go up to positive. Marcos Alonso with the penalty, and he converts just what we needed. Napoli go down to 10. We get a goal back. Rather fortuitous, really, but we will certainly take it. Mere goes the right way. Alonso slightly left of centre, but central enough to keep it away from the goalkeeper. And we have our route back into the match. Half-time it is. 2-1 down, so still disappointed. I am going to get aggressive as we begin this second half. Can we push on now and win on the night as well as overall on aggregate? Marcos Alonso drives into the area. Back to Loftus-Cheek, and his shot at the near post. It's the same highlight from the start of the second half. I assumed it would just fade out into nothingness, so I just stopped commentating. But then, as soon as Alonso got into the area, I started again, and Loftus-Cheek, what a strike. Mere cannot get that. That is right in the corner, and we've turned this game, well, on its head, really. Pulisic heads on. It's all us now in the ascendancy. Batshuayi, Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi on Mere. Fantastic save. Going one way, has to dive to his other, and somehow turns it round a post. James, free kick, whips it in towards Loftus-Cheek. Oh, Rudiger gets his head on it. A great save by Mere again, and Batshuayi stabs it wide. Marcos Alonso now, free kick. Just pass it up to Loftus-Cheek. He gets it back. Hudson-Odoi now. Back to Mola. Van Ginkel in a lot of space. Plays it out wide to James on this right hand side. Inside Pulisic goes for the strike, but hits the side net, never really troubling Mere's goal. Napoli might be the first. Nope, they give the ball away instead. It's Milik who gives it straight to Pulisic. Great ball over the top. Hudson-Odoi is in, and Hudson-Odoi has completed the turnaround from 2-0 down. Chelsea lead 3-2 with just over a quarter of an hour to go. Hudson-Odoi's 17th of the season. Milik it was, gave the ball away in his own half. Pulisic spots the run of Hudson-Odoi. He gets in behind the right back, and the onrushing Mere can do nothing as Hudson-Odoi puts it into the back of the net. 6-2 on aggregate, 3-2 on the night. A superb comeback. Well, we were worried for a bit, weren't we? James with a free kick from deep, whips it up. Batshuayi gets on the end of it, but Mere holds comfortably. Only a few minutes left now. You would think it's done now. Well, that is one of the crueler goals you will see. Hudson-Odoi grabs a second, our fourth. And yeah, I think that's the first time I've seen something like that on FM20. Leperto, whose clearance is just blocked, and it falls into the path of Hudson-Odoi with an open net. The finish is superb. Mere can't get back there. And that completes it, I think, convincingly through, and there we are. What a spectacle that was. What a game. 4-2 it finishes, goals galore and a red card. We've turned that around. 7-2 it finishes on aggregate. I'm going to say to the boys, well done. What a game that was. And now, I'm not sure when the draw is for the knockout round. If it is soon, or if it's close to the next game, then I will certainly bring you that. I'm not too sure, actually, who's in the next round, if we have a look. So only a couple of games. Lyon thumped Dortmund on aggregate. Well, there you go. Have a look at some of the other results at the moment. 2-2 between Juve and PSG. Barcelona lead Spurs. Leipzig lead Man City. That's surprising. Real and Liverpool draw. Benfica lead Atletico and Celtic 1-1 against Bayern. My word. But yeah, let's move on now to the Leicester game. Okay, game day number 2 against Leicester, and we have reverted back to a more familiar lineup, just changing that role there. So Kepa is going to return in goal. Reece James will remain at right back. Rudiger and Christensen is centre half with Emerson at left back. Jorginho comes back in this one. Kante and Kovacic return in the centre of midfield. Willian out on the right, Hudson-Odoi on the left, and Olivier Giroud going to get another chance up front in this one. Leicester still struggling in this save, so this should be 3 points, but away from home, you never know what could happen as we play in orange once again. Just having a look at the Leicester team. That's a person I don't recognise. Who are you? Nicholas Gamalou. Signed him this season from Young Boys. Well, there you go. So the game begins, and immediately Leicester with an early chance. Hamza Chowdhury and Kepa gets a hand on it. Just turns it round the post. Good early pressure from Leicester. Corner headed away only as far as Tielemans. Good thing that I don't record the bits in between these matches, because Lewis Capaldi came on, and I'm actually listening to him now. This playlist I've got going on is interesting, but I was absolutely belting it, to be fair. Yeah, I listen to music while I record. Just helps me concentrate. Not too sure why. But anyway, as Reece James bombs down the right hand side, plays it back to Kante. Jorginho, back to Kante. Good ball out to Reece James. Get a ball in now. That's one thing that I wish we did a little bit more as Kante shot. Well, Giroud, ball over. Very similar almost to what happened against Napoli. A wayward clearance almost falls our way, and Giroud can't quite get that one in the back of the net. But yeah, one thing I was saying, I wish we would just get the ball into the box more. I think it's probably because of the way that we're set up, the gegenpress system. Oh no, Rudiger's giving it away, and Vardy. Well, we said that Leicester, they're not doing too well, but you never know. And Jamie Vardy's 13th goal of the season. Rudiger with a poor pass. Didn't really get his head up. And Christensen's gone off for a wander that way. Kepa, very little he can do. Vardy slots in. And for the second game in a row, we fall behind. Show some passion, boys. And now Williams going off injured. Excellent. Pulisic can come on. That's a straightforward swap. But yeah, these opening 2 games, we've just I don't know what it is, just taking our finger off the pulse. Maddison, and well, the guy we highlighted before the game, he's made it 2. Always happens, doesn't it? His first goal, of course it is. First goal of the season. Maddison with the corner. He just charges in. No one's picking him up. And it's a free header into the corner. No idea why we've started both games so poorly. Except to see so much better. I'm going to shout at them as well. Demand more. But look at the stats. We've dominated the ball. Had more chances. Yet 2 costly errors. Maybe it's playing Giroud. Although he's in and he's grabbed a goal. I'm going to take it all back. Soyuncu. His poor back pass. Even Giroud was quick enough to get onto the end of that one. Latches onto it. Again, hopeful ball forward, but Soyuncu just underhits it. Well, Casper could do better there. Looks like a Megnuts as well from Giroud. And we are back into it. Are we going to pull off another unbelievable comeback? Only Giroud's 9th goal of the season, but opportunities have been limited for him over the past few months. Started the season superbly though. Indeedy. We are closing them down, but Leicester again playing very nicely. Ricardo charges past Emerson. Can he get the ball in? Plays it back to Ngamalu. Gets the ball across now. Over the top, Maddison though will collect. Plays it inside to Chowdhury. Can Leicester get a ball in now? Chilwell goes past Jorginho, that is, drives towards the byline. Chowdhury across goal, and Ngamalu, what a save from Kepa. And then Kamalu again gets in behind Emerson, but the header is wide. Should be doing better there. Goal kick, Kasper Schmeichel takes. We've made another substitution. Tammy is on this left-hand side, replacing Hudson-Odoi. We've seen what he can do. Tries to play a ball out towards Pulisic. He recovers well. Jorginho, good ball out. Pulisic gets towards the ball and cuts it back. Tammy! Oh, just over the bar. What a substitution that would have been. He'd have made an instant impact. And well, nothing else happened after that Tammy chance, and it has finished 2-1 to Leicester. Really disappointing that, considering we picked up such a good win against Napoli. That's the one. And now Willian's going to be out for 2 weeks, which is excellent. Right, I think there's going to be an international break soon, which isn't actually too bad a thing. Champions League draw, I'm still not sure when that is. Oh, there you go. Champions Cup semi-final draw. Well, we're not in the semi-finals yet, so don't know what's going on there. But in terms of when we will be back, we will see when that Champions League draw is. If not, maybe we'll go. Okay, so that times in nicely. Actually, we'll play a few more games, or a couple more games. We'll come back at the start of April for Wolves and the first leg of the Champions League. But that has been quite a whirlwind episode. I am certainly out of breath. 2 manic results, one very good, one not so good. So we will a couple of defeats in recent times. Have to try and iron that out. But that is going to be an end of today's episode, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.